think currently I have a thing for Vicky Remo.
Hello viewers, we don dey bring different content dem to you and we no dey tire for make the content dem wey you like. And now, we dey bring fun and shots with Adri. Dis na game show wey say your favorite celebrity, social media influencers, students and other people go play game dey like truth and shots, charades, riddles and other game dem wey you sef go learn from. Dis con ten t go come to you every Sunday 9 o'clock na net. Na all the Liberty Online TV social media platforms dem.
She chose number one. She's always number one.
Period.
On top.
Period. On top.
Yeah, man.
So no miss out. Join me for laugh with your favorite celebrity and social media influencers dem.
AYV and my position not ever change. Say, if you say the fight against corruption dropped by 14%, that report is a cover-up. Because when you actually go to the streets of Freetown and you look at recent events of the ACC, you will find out, say, the rating of the ACC for drop by 14%, not commensurate to the expectations of the people. So you'll be asking yourself, which part of the country did they ask the questions? Who were part of the questionnaires? What are the questions in the questionnaire? And who they form the board for this report? And the sample size who they use, again, another question. Were they selected people before they get any question? They already talked to them before they even get any questionnaire. These all are which IGR be there for answer some of them questions indeed. But I want to tell you, in the full view of camera, I would say that report is unally cooked. Is a report which not reflects the actual realities on the ground. Let me come to the realities. Mr. Blake don't make a very good analysis of the current situation around corruption, and it now ran down to the Parliament and the ACC. I want to make something very clear. The fight against corruption is not just institutionalized. The fight against corruption for me, the major concern of the president, and the president appoints the commissioner, we by all standards and by all levels supposed not to be SLPP, supposed to be a good gentleman with the fight against corruption, not to be partisans. And we also look at the deputy speaker, we na SLPP, and the president in authority now also count and they. So if then two institutions here and then two personalities are the over the audit report, we I will go into depth some of the analysis of the audit report, and you see how grave they are, and you begin to understand why are two people who are supposed to work in the interest of the country and the interest of the president, they fought over one report, and Mr. Blake, they say that because they fought over that one, they killed the fight against corruption. He asked the question, is corruption really a serious matter to the president? Is the president really serious about the fight against corruption? Because some other situation that we don't come up with the president really interested in, and they call the people to order. Say this and this and this and this is supposed to happen. So from Mr. Blake's analysis, say now the fight between the PAC Tower and Francis Benkelfal, and I am responsible for the drop in the rating of the ACC, then I begin to question the fact, say, the president says not sincere in the fight against corruption. That's one. Secondly, the fight against corruption not starts today, and we don't make tremendous progress in the laws we parliament they make. In 2008, they give the ACC the sole power for charge without going to the Attorney General. In this recent act, what we don't do for ACC, we don't add the powers of the ACC. So if you say, now because, you know, they're not given a chance to go through the audit reports make within at this level, again, I am sorry to say, it's almost an insult to people where they think and where they reasoning. And I'd always, they say Sierra Leoneans are among the smartest in the world when it comes to thinking. Come to think of issues, let me take some of the issues that we did at the audit report. In the 2025 audit report, for example, the performance audit, it say from 2018, all the machines that we don't buy in this country, the destoner, that like whether they do rest, they already separate the rest from the stone and the sansan, the thrasher, what did they use for cut, the one they take for harvest, the combined harvester, all them are things and know them buy from 2018 to date. All them buy them faulty. Okay. Was the ACC waiting for an audit report before they able to investigate some of them matter? Yeah? No, you never needed an audit report because you get ACC regional offices where at least from the TOC we get government priority areas, and government is spending them priority areas, and they hugely, if it don't be the interest of the ACC for follow up their expenditures, and they even without the audit report. Go to the Ministry of Basic Education. This is the audit report in 2022. They say the EU GUI project for install science lab now secondary schools them. Interestingly, then go with the science lab equipment, and they, according to the audit report, now schools that will not even get sciences. This is in 2022. Do you need an audit report as ACC for able to unearth some of them here? Go to the Ministry of Transport. The Ministry of Transport bought 241 vehicles, which were meant for paramount chief, judges, and other public officers. I am sure in those public officers, it also include maybe even the ACC. Out of them, the government pay for. The one that we can as alone not even reach up to 50. Imagine we pay for 241 vehicles. We do not receive up to 250 and up to 50. Out of that, they will receive so. Government has paid fully for them. One, government received them with no documentation. So even the paramount chief, they work out, so not get license and not get insurance. So you ask yourself the question, do you need an audit report to know how our monies are being spent wrongly without even documentation? Let me move now to the medical areas. Audit reports in and out from 2018 to date, they tell we say even PPEs, gloves, there are other basic things that we for them at the hospital, not daily for able to implement the health agenda of government. Do you need an audit report to prompt the ACC to do this? If yes, then it is as good as us concluding, say, the ACC is not relevant.
We can look at the particular issue we get for do it. On Parliament asking the ACC for wait on they look into the audit report them. But back to Osa we start, we get for do it. Sylvanus earlier begin explain why they think say there is a drop on the fight against corruption, that 14% gap, where one of the reasons based on the explanation Now, una stopping them for do them work where they suppose for that part and waiting they do for fight corruption. But from the opposition, waiting una thinks that the reason for this drop and the fight against corruption, according to the Afrobarometer report we look at.
I think in all ratings, whether local, international, the highest rating the ACC don't get in 2018, 2019. And I will tell you why. This was the transitional period of governance between APC and SLPP. And that was a time when we saw the ACC commissioner was almost on the media on regular basis, whether it was on social media, was on the traditional media. The ACC was all over the place. Indictments were flying. The ACC was sending people to the CID. The ACC was arresting people all over the place. It was corruption, the songs of corruption. After 2020 to 2021, when some of them cases and they naturally begin to die out, resolved, payments were made and every other thing, you find out, say now, they can't now condo it in mama. This, you're going to investigate the very people appointed by the president who appointed you. Naturally, we see say the ACC become arm tied. You begin to see less indictments. We begin to see more of payment of monies. We begin to see payment of monies from people where some we don't even understand whether they pay and how they pay. So when you look at that one, you begin to understand, say, the ACC is meant basically under Ben Kefala inside these 7 years for go against opposition members and people who they assume for be members of their opposition. So for we, it's not a novelty that the ACC did drop, because in recent time, take this the case of Paran, for example. I saw you that I gave for Mekam as an example because it's the one we close to we. This one is clear in Article 42 and 44 of the ACC, misuse of office. And then we tell you, say, oh, at the time we they employed the person, you know, okay, Khadija and Mabel na den the area. I call it news. Me na journalist. I don't go get the news. They edit the news. By all professionalism, you're supposed to look what goes out from Liberty. You understand? If you don't watch them, nothing up within Liberty from the law. Because as far as law is concerned, your ignorance or you're not seeing it as a production team, not get nothing for do. We are going to charge you based on the content we come on and do. So if it's the office of the clerk, you understand, we're supposed to supervise all of them things in there. Then you not do them. You say yes, waiting happen wrong. Let them refund the money. Is that all? No. There is a misuse of office. No charges were done. And so some of them things they drop. It also they help for drop the perception of people on the ACC. These are real-time perceptions because the people they say, you know, one thing we don't lose in the last 5 years. Now even the logo of the ACC, the board we get 2 years for see. Now the board in here don't boss. So then we not even see them. The activeness of the ACC when it comes to educating the people, the activeness of the ACC when it comes to educating the people on issues around corruption. You know, they see.
So for you now, political witch hunts in the ACC, we make them rating the drop.
I challenged Mr. Blake the other day na AYVC. Let them publish the names of all the one the way they don't charge to court in the last 7 years. Let them publish the names of the one the way they don't pay back. Let's do a percentage. If I not getting no sorry about this. Majority of the one that we didn't charge, it doesn't like me saying it, but I'll say it. Majority of the one that we don't charge, we don't go court. Now names are not Western names them. The one that don't pay compensation, majority of them, that's Southeasterners names. So when you look at some of their analysis here, it's not just partisan. It also shows the divisive nature of the current ACC. And this is not good for business. This is not good for business. So what you would say is, one, from all indications and all the defenses we don't put up in the last 2 programs, it shows that the president is not interested in the fight against corruption. Because I appointed people to come help me fight corruption, and they start to fight over issues petty issues of who is in charge, when public money and public funds are being mismanaged, when public services that are meant to go to the people are not being catered for, and I keep quiet as president, no, I will not.
Not today this fight between the ACC and that of Parliament begin. And you say because of that, the president not serious for fight corruption. The same thing happened under JFK when he was commissioner at the Anti-Corruption Commission. Then the Honorable Ibrahim Bundu, now be the majority leader in the Parliament. The same issues that happen between Parliament and the ACC about would I get authority over the audit report. Does that mean then the former President Kouabak not be serious for fight corruption?
All right, this is what I will say. In governance and in politics, the people change governments because they want betterment and they want better resolutions to certain things. So if it was done and you were in opposition and you say it was wrong, you know, Mr. Blake not the right person for you for talk on this, because he is supposed not to be politician. And so when I talk some of the issues, I find them a bit difficult because I want for maintaining professionalism. But if it was done then you condemn them. You are all over the place as opposition, and you make the audit report and the audit queries as the basis for your analysis for the corruption of the country. Then you can have power as president, and you still allow the same thing where you condemn for happen. It shows that your own commitment to the fight against corruption is also questionable. My take is I was not in parliament at the time. Yeah. Therefore, I not seems or defend that parliament in action. And the people who take their actions in the JFK is alive. I remember himself don't come now. Yeah, I don't talk on that same issue. The Ibrahim Bundu also don't make imposition clear. You know, over time, whether it's parliament or government, when structures of governance are being formed and then get challenges, what you do? You bring them up. You form and maybe a committee for look into this. Who handles the audit reports more? Because at the time when they formed the audit report, the audit service, there was nothing like the ACC. Yeah. Now, therefore, you needed an independent body. We go continue the investigation of audit. It was sent to Parliament. In this current situation, we find ourselves so, as a country and as a leader, the president need to come up and bring all two the institutions together. If we can get Bintumani too and say because it is political, why not I Bintumani for we get to talk about corruption and bring all the stakeholders and bring citizens together? Who handles the audit reports better? Is it the ACC or is it the audit report? If so, let me land. If so, we can review the laws and say, when it comes to issues, we get clear threshold for be taken to court. These issues from the audit report can be sent to Parliament. These issues could be sent to the ACC. And there was a good working relationship between the ACC and Parliament under the leadership of Sengepo Thomas, where we see, if some matter they ask it, then they don't read and don't they send and straight say, this matter, this matter go to the ACC. There was a memorandum of understanding. Blake will have spoken to that. So now begin create a picture like I say, Parliament has stopped you holistically not to look at it. So when you get a new leadership of the PAC, waiting be warrant the ACC was to come back to Parliament and say, we had a memorandum of understanding, just as the Transparency Committee and Parliament get a memorandum of understanding with the ACC. Parliament, they go into many memorandum of understanding with institutions where they fight corruption. Therefore, you can come again and say, we had a memorandum of understanding with Parliament after the Sagari talks of Ibrahim Bundu and JFK. Now, did that memorandum they start? We can still go into that memorandum as Parliament, and because again, Parliament not get the power for sue na court. We cannot take people to.
That memorandum of understanding is still binding. I ask this question because, as recent as this last audit report, we see outside the current deputy speaker, when the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, they go back and forth with the same ACC about ownership of the report. So if there is an existing MOU where you they refer to so, if it's still binding, why these misunderstandings?
I don't want to speak for Parliament. Me not to the spokesperson. It's an institution and gets a spokesperson. And the spokesperson of Parliament is also the spokesperson of the PAC. But this is what I will say. One thing we very clear under this government, whether they are people elected or people appointed, there is always a show of ego where they kill institutions and achievements of the presidents. And that is where I also say the presidents need to show up and take major responsibility in some of the fights. Like, I cannot imagine me being a president and you get two people who supposed to support me drive. They fight over trivial issues of who takes control over certain things. And if it was done in the past, it not means enough will happen now.
Honorable, must the president intervene in them kind of situations here? Because these are the same public way on the call say we need state institutions for be independent where they do their work. You belong to the committee where you they indict this morning, we get to do with issues of fighting over others for look at the audit reports. This public accounts committee, you na member they waiting internally really they happen na the public accounts committee where they make on the find it difficult for allow the ACC for look into the reports whilst una said they do na own bits of them.
Okay, I don't think there are any internal worries within the committee. And when we talk about building institutions, it also talks about having reforms, having commitments to reforms. Maybe I'll accept if na utopia we all come out. But you know, say in Sierra Leone, the presidents, whether for whatever reasons, control the bigger share of decision making. Yeah, I not go isolate myself from that fact. That's a fact that is accepted as almost a norm in Sierra Leone. Okay, by the law and the standards, I make us very clear. Addition, I think, again. Before the formation of the ACC in 2000, there were already the audit service. Yeah, and this audit service is supposed by law to report to Parliament. By extension, the audit service is part of Parliament. Yeah, so this is what happens. By law and by practice, the audit report is being sent to Parliament. After the creation of the ACC in 2000, it warrants us, for Musa don't come out, and all the struggles we don't get, to Usa with this one now. It almost become clear, see, the ACC depends on the audit report as part of preliminary investigation mechanisms for go into major national issues. So it means, say, the laws are there. The laws were made before land. The laws were made before the ACC was created. Now we don't see the role of the ACC in the fight against corruption using the audit report. Therefore, there is nothing wrong as a state to come again and say, there are issues here. Can we amend these issues? And also they say, there have always been a situation where the Parliament and ACC, they collaborate and get things done. So if you get two people where directly, because even the deputy speaker who elect na Parliament, now a making of the SLPP, na the leader of that party, na the president, the ACC boss where they appoint the post where appointed na President Bio. So meaning all two of them suppose outside and they suppose to work in the interest of the itself.
I ask what happen internally.
Internally, there's no problem.
Under Honorable Singapore, everything was going on fine. The memorandum of understanding between the ACC and Parliament was working well. So that they clearly show now say there is an issue perhaps between Honorable Tawa Conte and that of Francis Benkaifala where they caused this whole problem of audits for take care of the audit report in terms of investigating and looking into these issues. The ego play where you talk about now that the two heads not the see one side.
That's what you talking.
What do you mean by the ego play where you say
okay.
Na ego business the cause all of this?
I need to be careful when I lay me premises them. I say one of the things we don't affect appointed people under this SLPP regime. Now the open display of emotion and ego on national interests and national matters. So, let me learn. Waiting warrant actually for let you get a banter between the ACC boss and the deputy speaker for going at the media. Begin the run after them say for this going at that media, then they go under. And up to the tell them do and done. Nobody called them to order.
Well, but when I get a committee, una set na the committee where you a member. Una got the attention
Our
of
role,
na chair.
our role as a committee.
This situation we need for look into them.
Now, make I say, our role as a committee is prescribed in the Constitution. So, as far as we concern, the deputy chairman, the deputy speaker under the chairman, acted within the laws, which is when audit report is being published, it comes to Parliament. It's the property of Parliament. Yeah.
So now the ACC get the problem.
No, well, I'm not saying they get problem, but I don't make something clear again. Let me make it back clear. The role play differ as you build institutions. Before now, you know, we get IMC for regulate media institutions, but you must not get other like you get sludge where people they become offended. Maybe they go to sludge, engage sludge, say, "Hey, but Khadija don't defame me." Then get away with the address them. So now that you don't get the IMC don't come in place, it means say roles they don't differ. Before the ACC come to being, as a major people they look into corruption, the ultimate reality was the audit report submit to Parliament. Parliament do the scrutiny and later then present a report. Now so it don't happen. But if all they don't change, you don't build more institutions, it means again, as a government, you also, as a country, we also need for come and look at the differences in the law.
Honorable, quickly, before we come to Sylvanus here, all of the issues that we don't highlight, you think Senate don't be the stumbling block for the fight against corruption, not be a progressive one?
Of course, I don't highlight them, and I am very clear on them. One, the over politicization of the ACC against opposition members. Sadly, I see them days here that when you look at like the Ministry of Agriculture, for example, all the people who buy them faulty machines and they know they work. They've been relieved as ministers. They are going about their normal business. They are doing huge investments across the country. And even though we farmers and still they suffer, they don't get materials, they not still get the tools, then people they live their normal life. Check how many money has been sent into the Tobambo project. The first one, it can't like a breeze. I can as we pass. Fep. Nothing has been done. And we see them people and the way the government be giving huge amounts of money, then they still they pass in the streets with big wagon motorcade and they bluff way up and down the country. And nobody has been charged. Nobody has been taken to court. Nobody has been reprimanded. So you begin to ask yourself the question, and you look at the services where they give. Imagine you're talking about almost 70 schools who get science lab. You go give science labs equipment to schools who know they even do sciences. Look at the damage it will cost. How do you hope to get doctors in the future? How do you hope to get serious scientists in this country? Go to the Ministry of Transport. 247 vehicles being paid for, non-knockam. Then we know they see effects, then they happen. And waiting again, I just want to say is, the audit report we see them stop them from using is just the 2023. So over the years, from 2018 to now, look at the cash loss we don't happen at the country. Out of that cash loss, what percentage have been retrieved from the handling itself? How much people don't charge to cut based on anything? Because waiting from the COI was recommendations from the audit report. I think we will have done better as a nation before this time, which has not been done.
Huge allegations them don't be made by the Honorable AKK this morning on our institution about the unseriousness from the ACC in fighting corruption.
So maybe and Khadija and Honorable and all with viewers, then debate here fine for the understanding of the populace and for the growth of the democracy. Me not a politician, yeah. And I no go do politics where they on this side. If I want, I can go na the arena. And I done the ACC for 14 years plus now, at the 15 very soon. So many of the things that we honorable they talk, I know are where. Good thing, I like the debate, they want to engage, and I know with listeners and followers good they see the sincerity and what they do here this morning. Because it clear say the Parliament as an institution and the ACC, when they come to audit report, then get power passway, not only on the audit report, and I then create and I then send we for do this work. So the way they want them, now that way they happen. Then they we see, don't see I'm clear this morning. The way the conversation go, I like them, and if you see like say the parliament today stop ACC, and this parliament again stop ACC, we know they say now the only reason that we make we ratings they drop. Now they are beginning, and because it's sensitive, Khadija just take them from there, we continue. But other reasons then go come equally. The point is, this research what they talk about, it's not too scientific for show we the reason why make them people here see. So we self now just get for the guess. And me on one guess when me make, now that relationship between the ACC and Parliament and the Right Honorable talker, we don't get MOU. And as you don't have, so nobody no cancel that MOU yet. For like that MOU in existence, where they say now so where audit report come or ACC if you're not interested in everything what they do, the PSC being aware. If you're not interested, let's have conversation. Several where the Right Honorable Senge Podede, the ACC Commissioner, Emmanuel Kwevayamara now with the PPRC, then they get back and forth behind the scene, not to think that this way for even kind of public domain, because both institutions, without the political divide, are set for the same objective, for a better Sierra Leone. So, for me, as an ordinary member of the public, that lack of agreement na issue. Other issues get for do with twisting of the facts. And I use this now for answer some other points then. I'll talk back in the first thing. The public gullible, Mabel and Khadija. Plus and minus education. Who said person in emotional leaning day. It's easy for make it understand that side and who side disagree. If you talk to somebody when our opposition staunch supporter, you get for take a miracle for convince them if a ruling party they do well. This is not a Sierra Leonean problem. Even in America did it. For let opposition member, let Democrats don't say Trump they do well, it go difficult. Let alone the same. So even here, the ACC not win the war against corruption yet, but for say we not do nothing yet and not go green. Why? And before I come there, all them autocad and where them buy when we not get answer for it to for Paramount Chief the agricultural investment to the whole audit report today na honorable then na PAC. How you go report stop ACC say law not take action when this 2023 audit report come on? Are they come?
No, not all na 20.
Khadija, I need protection. Where honorable me they talk and not they talk. Do ya sir? Me say go able talk with they talk boy. I want for maintain. You know me honorable. So why they talk with? They will give you platform. Thank you, sir. So it then at the hand from the time where the chairman, the honorable chairman of PSC say anti-corruption offer take no action. It mean the current audit report will be the talk about and all other audit report issues. If you do an content and then you know what that mean, then go summon we and go subject the leadership of ACC to what not fine. So we a law-abiding institution. So everything we for do audit report then a PSC they hand. Not to me say now they say now they own. I mean this not to alala or debate and let the viewers know this. When audit report issues be then we hand. I remember the last time before una move Kaya, una even demand for lateral una how far we don't go. And we be they pull them serialized press release on recoveries. And we don't do massive recoveries on the previous audit report. Even this one where council begin to recovery on SCADEP project them. Na bo where they not we told the tax over 2 billion. We recover. But from where they stop it then at the hand. So I rather prefer PSC tell the people of Sierra Leone who say what thing for happen to the internet. Or if they
need these documents for fighting.
No, not to the document we need. We need let Parliament when then get audit report for the allowing for the look at the corruption issues in them. Because it timely. Now look at the delay from 2023 audit report come out December last year. Now na July we did. 2024 audit report they come out this December. So until at that time then go down and refer the issues to we. So when 2024 audit report they come out this year 2025, the people go there. Thank you. It get some delay effect. This is the truth. And when the delay occur, as they say corruption, the public eye not to ACC they come. And good you see the report, the institution that were corrupt, the first three, ACC not did it. Total the last one, anti-corruption not did it. Now public service providers. And somebody just text me, very interesting. He said the drivers, the factors where they drive corruption. The police, because of the level of interaction with almost every public, businesses, We all they see. Almost every Sierra Leonean buys, in fact, all, not to every Sierra Leonean. House of Parliament, are the top 3 down the local councils. Now then another category, yeah? If corruption day under, that's what the public see. I believe not to time this will can begin.
Now where the first corruption agree say corruption in a parliament.
We know they disagree with the people, their opinion. How are we? Them 1,200 people there, we not see them, we not sabi them. Now so they say, where would them say we get 44? I disagree. So now me go disagree what they say on parliament. And maybe please, maybe before. Okay, I tell you, can they?
Where issues of damping corruption reports they come out on the ACC, many a times we get you on record or all other subsequent people who don't they come, they speak on behalf of the APC. And I can say na mere opinion. Now, una gladly they agree with the people's opinion when it comes to parliament.
So no, not to parliament, even on the rating.
You just pronounce and say the people's opinion, the over 1,000 people opinion on parliament. Una totally agree, embrace them.
Not on parliament. This is that report. It gave 3 important thematic areas. All what in the perception say. Now people their opinion. You know we will disagree with her. Whether you like her or not, so the person feel and I'm right. If you na a duty bearer, we're conscious and we want for carry, you follow us as a leader, you get for respect that opinion. If you feel by campaign.
Pull the opinion corruption. Now, una no osana they get challenge from una own lens and perspective. Parliaments corrupt.
No, we were saying institution corrupt. We're going to carry go court. We convict you or we order restitution. We don't do probe into parliament.
Because now that's our
we don't do full-time probe into parliament.
We get to do with alleged corruption at parliament.
We do full-time probe into parliament with regards to the issue of how they utilize constituency development fund and all. That report they are available. Honorable for don't read that. In that report, and this is where it becomes sensitive, where they can say, oh, then they just recommend systems review where they want to protect them people. For the whole parliament, whether it be APC, SLPP, PCMP, we said many of them where they receive constituency development fund and that money where they give for go rent or build office, they have not been done. It did it. In the report, we put press release. We say plenty they receive allowances, sitting fees. They're not they sign the voucher. The point is, they accept say we receive the money, but then the signature not in at the voucher. Therefore, we corruption prevention department, we work with the House of Parliament for see how we go prevent the issues here. And what's gonna be the result? 1 year after, we open Parliament initiative do auditing on the transparency and openness of the Parliament. Now Sierra Leone can third out of 30-something African countries. That time they all be happy and they not come out and say working with ACC, but we know. So we do a press release say we thank OGP when I consortium of CSOs, the same CSOs then we don't pull this other report and others and them do that OGP initiative, now an African initiative. We thank the way and say we parliament, it open, it transparent, and they talk to the citizens. It good. So what am I saying? The Honorable say a lot of things here we if I follow the public note, say, not to the fact that, as it were, he said after the 2014-18 audit report, now only 2018 ACC score high. After that, we'll be scoring low.
No, under Benke.
Under Benke. Now after that, now 2018, now 2018 Benke Falaton commissioner.
Exactly.
So from I want to forget the data for 2018 on all international indexes. May I get them and then we'll Google them. It come to the MCC control of corruption. We left fail and so now one greater of pass them from 2011 up until 2017. 2017 49 we get. 2018 we get 71. 2019 we get 77. 2020 we get 79. 2021 we get 81. 2022 we get 83.
That's not internationally.
So
locally, the indictments we make against the ACC, it say from where, according to unquote and unquote, political witch hunting, when I be the run after the outgoing APC by then, on our ratings them, they drop because una not get nobody again for all accountable because una no one for hold the one them where President Bia appoints, when I appoint una and una commissioner.
So if we get 83 pan control of corruption, 2022. Would that be the run after 2022?
Control of corruption.
Yes, MCC, 83%. Now 2023, we drop back to 81. 2024, we go 79. Up to 2024, we pass MCC, control of corruption, in high numbers where will not be they ever passed before. TICPI, by 2016-17, we be there 134. As at now, we're there 110. TIC, the most credible anti-corruption watchdog institution in the world. Sierra Leone, 110, and one of the best performers in Sub-Saharan Africa, with a score of 34%, where the average for Sub-Saharan Africa na 30%. Then, in fact, you are not a Blake Putam. Even on this Afrobarometer, 2022-23, we get 58%. So after 2018, where Honorable say, we don't pass all indexes. The point is, when we pass, we can doubt their indexes here. But when we fail them, people, they take them very serious. When we get 58, you know, in public perception rating of ACC in effort and government effort for fight corruption, it not get any kind of attention here. Now we don't get 44, it's good because our opportunity for set the record straight. And we don't recover over 76 billion old loans. At the proudly say 60% plus of that now for corruption incidents that will occur after 2019, including the over 40-something billion between last year to now. The NRA EcoBank saga, 37 billion. You know, we're saying our opposition member pull landing at the hand. And the city council money will not recover, they give them. You know, we're saying our opposition member pull landing at hand. And the SLRA Kabbalah Community Bank fraud. These are real-time data. And on the issue of political witch hunting, the one way we know, opposition members who don't indict to court from 2018 to date are no past 10. And even among that, some have been acquitted. Yeah? And as I talk, no opposition member no dey jail because of corruption, whether not genuine or not. If it dey law, we discuss and here. What side with this witch hunt day? You come, for example, Dr. Richard Conte in investigation, when you be Minister of Agriculture. We make sure we done that investigation before then go to the party elections for the award of symbol because he had a stake. And what's going to be the findings of that report? And the same finding here they do for others where they turn protection. But for Dr. Richard Conte, nobody knows who will protect him. He was Minister of Agriculture. Jepangis. Yes, I want to be guarded.
No, agriculture.
He was Minister of Agriculture under Anes, Jepangi Aid. If I miss the name, I will come with the right name. But the Minister of Agriculture, where Japan be giving aid of over $4 million in oil lubricants, and the agreement where they say we signed with Japan government, that was in 2016, long time back. The agreement was signed was, and this is an audit issue, the agreement was signed with the Japanese government was, when they sell, then for use 50% for agricultural development and 50% for upgrade the ministry. Audit people can say that money, whether they sell or not, it was not accounted for. We do a thorough investigation into that. It's been difficult because the agreement itself between the Salon government then and the Japanese government was not available. We not see them. Because we no want for keep a politically sensitive person in political ambition clogged up for one agreement we're not available, whether hide and they destroy, we didn't know. We came out with a press release clearly that we not reach the evidential threshold for charge. And therefore, he is discharged. He not get any indictment against him. I can trace that press release today. This is how you do a professional job. It's not because we get any personal interest where he been the contest that election. But if he's a reputable person, his name is conflicted, and then you get this one investigation where not they done forever, it go feel like you want user against him. We don't do this for many people. Same for Jaya Kaikai, where the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The issue of in vehicles, now Parliament pick up. Before we didn't know, it was in the media. We investigated. The Lebanese American citizen, where Gian this vehicle, it is America. Mr. Jaya Keken have been lawyer in America. This man said, "Na be me lawyer. He worked for me and my family for years. And so when me want do and good, I dey buy motorcar Gian. Who say you buy the motorcar? Kuwaiti Motors, na Dubai. We contact Kuwaiti Motors, then send all the invoices and not buy this motorcar at a go. Separate date. If you are fearful good, if you are dangerous good, forgive one man 3 vehicles. But if the man will give the gift, he say na me give the gift. Who say he buy the gift day? And this man no one day cancel load, and no record of him owning a Sierra Leonean passport or doing any business in Sierra Leone. If you get for say Mr. Jaya Kaikai that gift now for corruption, how you they prove him? These are the issues. So sometimes,
why also una can get issues of evidence for proof certain sensitive cases? Let's take you to the most recent August for do with the clerk of Parliament, where His Excellency say he don't send on leave. In working issue, he give employment to him wife. Una call him, he say he not be aware. When we talk to the former Director of Public Education and Outreach, Patrick Sandy, he say una not get evidence for proof say he be aware.
Thank you. So the name Usman Yansane, yeah. Now we be investigated and come out and say we not see any corruption against him.
But he was never a Minister of Agriculture
No.
as well.
It's one. That's another case. I did look for that case. I just want to ask that. I want for.
Ministry of Trade.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Minister of Trade. Thank you. So the Minister of Trade and Dr. Usman Yansane. Fine. Usman Yansane was ambassador in Ghana. The audit report say he not been in Ghana most of the time, and so those allowances and other things where he receive in Ghana. Not being merited. You know, my brain not a computer. So these things keep coming. So now, when we investigate, we clear amount of every wrongdoing. Other than we put the blame on. The people will be responsible, the supervisory ministry for with diplomatic missions. When are the foreign affairs ministry? If you post Blake na agenda, if for the day, otherwise not pay him. But the man not there, you know, you pay your allowances. Then after where you don't make use of, and then tomorrow all are responsible. So what are the duty of the employer? So we cleared him. Nobody knows, so we protect him.
Back to my question I ask you.
Yes.
Why all the time sensitive cases they all get to do with public interest? ACC they say una not get enough evidence. It happened with the embattled clerk where they on leave now, where it give in worth employment in Parliament. At the end of the day, una it go tell una say it not be aware say in worth be they work in Parliament, in worth they receive salary from state coffers. And una dismiss the case and write recommendation to His Excellency. So because una say una not get evidence for proof say Honorable Parambia we are saying we have to work in Parliament.
Yes, there are times we not reach the evidential threshold and they no account for 10% of all corruption instances.
Sensitive case them
Well,
the public
the point is
on.
The point is maybe we'll get sensitive situations, but all corruption generally are sensitive. Maybe the magnitude and the person involved will escalate them. But yeah, I agree. Fine. I agree. So that adds,
unlike the school teachers,
so that
the head of councils, the owner can get huge evidence.
So
on.
that in the past 5 years, no teacher has been charged to court for corruption. No council member is in court for corruption. Some of them here, contrary to data, what take out the evidential difficulty? When you they go court, maybe and carry somebody say you don't accuse them of corruption, the repercussions on him as a person is so huge. And the Constitution, it places the presumption of innocence on the accused. He is presumed. He can go to Nabi make so. Now innocent person. You where they bring him, you get the burden for proof say he guilty. And the magnitude, they call on the standard, is now 99.99%, like beyond reasonable doubt. By that, they mean, working go to lawyers and court, any small doubt, they go in the favor of the accused person. And this is mostly, I tell you, criminals are smart all over the world. It takes smart people for especially economic fraud. So some of this critical evidence where they need for pin this person to what they don't do, not a social media issue. So when we not get them, we know they charge. Because if we charge them, then they go discharge. You remember the former NRA boss under His Excellency, former President Dr. Anes by Kroma, now be 58 count charge. Then acquittal and discharge on all, on technicalities.
That's not the fear.
Not to a fear.
Scenario we have.
No. I give a general reason on evidential threshold. This one, the scenario, they are go into the fact of who side the evidential gap in the on the clerk of parliament investigation. So now, the issue now be employment of in WEF. We not follow due process. So that one, is they contrary to the Anti-Corruption Act under the rubric abuse of office and abuse of position. When we investigate, it be clear say the WEF be the work parliament. It be clear say the employer but not be the work, it they receive salary. So for the WEF in your side, for Canada Parliament not in duty, But when candidate, if they receive salary, and you know they work, now different something altogether based on the circumstance. Mr. Paran thoroughly deny knowledge. Say it not be no saying web day parliament and not to employer. In we press, we take them clearly say that one we know grief for. So now how you they impute? Because he don't deny say now let go na court say I'm not guilty. How you they not impute guilt? Now for court evidence where they show say he was aware that his wife was
so that evidence will not be able to forget.
And what will they look for? What will they look
the
for?
clerk of parliament in incapacity for the ACC will not be seen and say it possible let it be say a data in knowledge for example the names of other than the payroll of parliament where if I don't see in web in name day and not say she is working there.
It's very possible, but is that a conclusive 99.9% possibility? For say I know now inside my mind. How you they translate her into evidence?
So they show like the payroll, for example, for
he's not in charge of payroll.
Because you know, just take somebody in input, but he aware, he must know who that's in the payroll.
He's not in charge
because he's the clerk.
He's not in charge of payroll. Everybody know that they're responsible for payroll. Our offices will get finance department. You see them here, then can be sensitive. Oh yes, honorable. Every office, not to the head of entity, they develop payroll.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, don't I will clarify that one different.
Not so you they interview me. I will no more you they interject.
What you done?
I know they even done because you know they give me chance.
No, Khadija, they cancel me almost.
Who that tell you? You know the way let the mic go to you. All right, so maybe I not. You see now, you see how I can succeed. Once you don't interject, I know they don't know till they talk again. So I'm not done with the evidence. Then will be need. If you're not interested, we'll not done with. I'll come back. Fine.
His wife was working.
Appointment letter was one. Maybe done under his hand or him being copied. The offer letter not make any reference to one and not to sign him because he's not the HR. Then get out then tell we. Two, an approval in a minute where he attend records of minutes where then the employee after the HR done the best practice now the crown goes in a meeting they say okay give appointment letter. That minute where we see no mention of him, no nothing. Whether this was concealed or not, we not discover anything contrary. And when they go to them judges, the honorable judges, they're not interested in reasonable suspicion. They're interested in you discharging your burden.
What think is stop forget sensitive evidence then for present na court and make una win corruption cases?
Well, first and foremost, let not tell like we know they win. We don't win over 90% of corruption cases.
When I talk about winning, so they ask you now because if FIBA say evidence don't be a challenge for the ACC, not for case sensitive matter them, where the public interested on say corruption happen misuse of office happen at the end of the day, when they come back and tell the public, say will not get substantive evidence for make a charge go na court. So
first and foremost, the evidence where every criminal investigator they look for not in hand. Otherwise, they begin the case they don't have. If they in the confines, sometimes under the authority of even the suspect. Let's say they investigate an head of entity. Now in doing procurement, the procurement committee, now the chairman, the secretary, now in bobo, they're all na party. If you not be careful, if they destroy the records of that procurement, even Gina Musa or the best pastor and religious leader know they have that document for comeback. So in investigation generally, maybe when the evidence you they look for, no then at your hand, it then at the suspect in hand, or they don't destroy them. Not even FBI they do otherwise.
It's safe for say evidence that a challenge for the ACC.
All over the world in criminal investigation.
We know they talk about all over the world.
Even our police. Law no can normally make like ACC investigation. Even to access to every criminal investigator.
Evidence na a challenge we make una not able for fight corruption to level.
No. Evidence na a challenge to cases where we know they reach the evidential threshold. Because not only for charge to court, now the fight against corruption. Not only for investigate and fight against corruption. If you also do now the fight against corruption, prevention, sensitization, systems and processes review, the National Anti-Corruption Strategy Day, the recovery of over 76 billion. Corruption fet na a gamut, but that limb we get for care people go court and convict them. Evidence is key. Without it, you know they will do them.
Don't listen to Sylvanus Blake from the ACC. Evidence now a challenge for the way make most sensitive corruption cases we get for do with public interest. They're not able to proceed, take the person go to court.
You know, I be the go up my village. One prayer that them can pray for and say, can call up sort this, let the ending fine. But today I will pray that let God make me party in the commissioner. We within our government. When I listen to Blake, even Blake, in example that we make, we are very clear for sure say, me doubt why we get say the ACC is being politicized is now very clear. We they make example of cases we get for do with people in our opposition member. It's so clear with the fact. In examples and so clear. It's very clear. If I miss the name, but it just still the pushing the APC people them. When it comes to the issue of Paran, you see the fight for cover the facts. It defect them. Even when they push into the truth, it still defect them. Like make something very clear. All the directors in the parliament, director of HR, director of legislative service, director of committees, all the whatever they are answerable directly to the clerk. And the clerk na head of all institutions with all departments within under parliament. And the recruitment procedures, when they go above certain grade, now the commission they authorize the employment. When it come below certain grade, when at the service, now the clerk of parliament when a paran, now in charge of that one day. Therefore, if a certain whatever be done, employment be done under in your own supervision, then you say there is not enough evidence. I wonder what's not evidence in this matter. Secondly, before people are being paid on monthly basis, imagine this was the period where then parliament sack beaucoup people and say we not get space for them for work. That was a period. Meaning, before they sack them and then go line by line. This time, Parandina sit and all they go leave. It was working. Then take the time, go line by line. In fact, the list where we create the problem between Albans, now Paran be Ola. Now go over that list. If you like what they listen to Blake today, I get for ask Paran whenever we meet up. Let's show me in wef in name na us and in wef in public name. Because if you like say na two names they deal with. But if na the same Abi and parental or we miss Abi, na the same name be the. I wonder how anybody could tell me say the man of take responsibility. One, the woman was employed for almost 9 months or so, and nobody can work. The man not be the check, meaning nobody the check and staff they can work, and that not a negligence of duty. It was she was employed. Every month they send the payroll list to Ministry of Finance. And they go through the clerk's office. Now in the sign and stamp and for said and go na accountant general for let them pay. So now then staff here in a parliament almost on every monthly basis. And they cross check now one day. And the name Abi parental, they come before parent. And they go na finance. You say no, that's not to evidence. And not reach the threshold. Meaning, today we ought to listen to the PR na anti-corruption don't know now say if at all na your office you able to destroy evidence, corruption is almost free. And this state you begin to understand now why the fight against corruption they get serious local bashing and they get serious local rating drops. And this is why we put all them together. Now make us say even the IGR report say it dropped by 14%. Now cover up. Now come to the fact. You know when most of the international organizations they do their reports for Salon. One interesting thing they happen, they don't come on the ground. They depend on NGO CSOs for help them with their reports here. Wait a minute. The CSOs how they do their reports here internally for the civil society here. Not to the same CSOs they set agenda for government. Are they not almost a mouthpiece for government these days? So what do you expect? If ACC they get 80, 90, 100 percentage, 100 and something, we're not reflective in the fight against corruption locally. Am I surprised? I am not. Because the same one will be they talk to the last 5 years when I be civil society activists and yesterday, today, are the same people who are in politics. It's so insulting. Yesterday, I see CSO Mahmoud fly all over the place. He want to be PRO for SLPP. We calling himself, all man knows he was from the CSO space. Majority of them today now ministers and deputy ministers were from the CSO space. So it means say our international ratings, where they go through the hands of the CSOs, for me, I go there on the record for say most of them are not credible. Most are not credible because they are being done on partisan lines. They are being done on regional line, depend on who you give the report, where the person is coming from, and the people who influence them, they show how the report they reflect. What has changed actually in the fight against corruption under the JFK regime and at the Macaulay, where they even charge sitting members or ministers, where not ever happened under this regime, and you tell me say they were they get more pass mark compared to the one in the way physically take the fight against corruption to their own members them. How would it change? Because the people who be sending international rating in the were politicians in disguise in the name of CSOs. Now what you see that they do? When everybody they bash at the ACC, they brought a report to show no, they're not too drop, they just drop by 14%. No, in actual sense, they've dropped far below that. And when it comes to the issue of where you mentioned, therefore talk about, you know, where they justify corruption. We come to the JAI case, it lay a very fine platform. When it comes to the issue of people who na APC members, it try for convince himself. Say those were corruption cases. Those were matters to them. But then try for create a situation and say, no, they were not guilty. No, not try for, because una no say they were not. And how can I be a spokesperson talking for the current Anti-Corruption Commission on a report right now, then I dig me facts for go back only for robe in the APC?
Quickly, Honorable, we are running out of time. The next 3 years of the BO-led administration, whilst in the complete 3 years, also you see them in terms of fighting or minimizing the level of corruption where they happen under this administration?
I will tell you two things. I saw the Tijan Kaba-led administration on the fight against corruption. One thing we clear and we distinct from this, Tijan Kaba was committed in fighting corruption. And he not only committed, we see people who be in a regime, like I will, though we know how the matter ends, but ministers in this regime were brought forward for scrutiny. We see the Ernest Kumar-led approach to fighting corruption. He said, no, we don't build the institution, but one thing we're lacking, now the fact see, we have not given more powers to the ACC for charge. If you ever go through the Attorney General and the legal service for profile out for charge, it's a constraint. It take the huge leap and say, no, let's give the ACC the power to prosecute. You understand? What is missing now? Now the commitment on the part of the president in fighting corruption.
So also you see the bill-led administration in minimizing corruption now in last 3 terms with 3 years of office with left?
I see nothing moving forward because the President Bio approach in fighting corruption is fighting the opposition. If it's against the opposition, they use the sledgehammer. If it's against the Green Boys, they use policy reforms. They use reforms of money as the alternative for resolve corruption. So the truth of the matter is, there is no commitment on the part of the president in fighting corruption. I'll give you a clear instance. You know, when people talk about the issue of the fake receipts around the office of the presidency, 3 things were missing. The fake receipt around the office of the president, it was not the president who would take responsibility for any administrative works. But because it's around the office of the president and it's mentioned around the office of the presidency, one, every other citizen be expected, the people that will do that one, they will bring that kind of shame and disgrace to the office of the president, would have been investigated. A special committee was formed to investigate the auditor will bring the issue up. But the other way commit the crime were cover up. And in fact, some have been promoted. Secondly, if it's, imagine I will, under Pakaba sacrifice I will and say, no, let him be investigated. But this, even when the corruption was done in the office of the president, and it has to do with the president's own personal trip, then people and they, instead of them bring them to book, instead of we get special committee where for investigate them matters and they, you know what they do? Then promote them, send them go ambassadors, meaning it's a kind of thank you for a job well done. It talks about the audit reports over and over in Parliament. La land on this point. And not a talk on behalf of Parliament when it comes to the fight against on the issues of corruption. Then Parliament gets a whole PR department where you go defend them and their names. But let me make something very clear. In 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, some of the issues that they mention in the area of agriculture, not to 2023 report when they stop the ACC for do. Nothing absolutely has been communicated to the public. In all the other things that they do, one mistake where Blake they do is they have reports on the issues that they don't deal with. If I ask maybe a Khadija and I say some of the things that ACDs don't do, we they say of public knowledge. Most of them we don't even know as citizens.
If President Biowan succeed now and left a legacy as a president, we do everything within his powers for minimize corruption. In one word, what if do?
First of all, it has to be serious in the fight against corruption. A need for bring institutional and legal reforms around the fight against corruption. And the posture when the presidents were put in the fight against corruption. President Bio had a huge opportunity for show how serious he did on corruption when corruption was pointed at his office. He would have taken the hardest of decisions, where for make every other person know say they are no sacred cow, but promoting them and appointing them to other opportunities, bigger, with show say is condoling corruption.
Quickly, Blake, the wrap up now. How na go ensure say on a fight, put all on a might in the fight against corruption for reduce the stats?
So first and foremost, I want to say clearly, we get trusted civil society and media voices who they work with. And anyone we pass with trust mark, we they do due diligence, we they sign MOU, and who they review with MOU. So like IGR, we now then do this report, we get MOU with them, and so fast as it is now, we not get trust issues with them. At the same IGR, when they do this, they fail we before now, then do at a point we pass, today then say we fail. So we not get a reason for doubt. Then as an institution and many other CSOs where we they work with, because we need them voices here, we need them independent and impartial contribution, they guide we. And then perception of the 1,200 Sierra Leoneans, where the research say they reflect Sierra Leone perception, we take them serious. Like you ask, what would they do? For example, the police, where by that perception gets 73%, we don't hold like 4 meetings with them. The police management at the top level, and we ensure we roll down the people in perception to at least every police officer. Let you know, say now, so Sierra Leoneans and they feel about the work we will not do and how we go get the conversation for ensure they improve their work. On the issue of police, the PRB, just the past 1 year, 2024, now be over 48 police officers where the police as an institution dismiss because of them complaints of corruption, bribery. Dismiss. And these are some of the issues over the scene at them video where then they capture. Bike man, the fed policeman, checkpoint, this they take bribe, then video, and then they smoke illegal substance and they video. So we encourage them for let we wake up to the reality, let we all address this. Same for the business community. Same for even honorable. Although you not say nothing about that. But then get 49%. Not what we say, as Sierra Leoneans and say. Now me they talk now, sir. Not to follow you. So do your honorable. Where you? Now me indict. Not to me indict. Where we get 44% to they use them.
No, I can't talk about. I can't talk about ACC.
So me now they give you message.
No, they can still invite you for Carlo to talk on corruption in Parliament.
No, not on corruption in Parliament at the top board. No. They say what in that? Now we get the leadership by public opinion as a lead institution for fight corruption. Maybe I say what thing we go do? We now they encourage we all the institutions where they name, including religious leaders, and get 10%. local council, business community, business executive, House of Parliament. Let we look at the public perception as an informative tool on how the people they feel about we and begin generate insider action for change this perception. Right. This is the message I want for left. Not to indict at the indict parliament. We don't want to do survey on parliament. So I want for say clearly that from we own back end, we committed for work with the people and all partners for ensure this place is made better. If I done better, if somebody come up from government angle for talk on many things where the honorable talk, I don't have to be seen like a presidential spokesperson of the government. Are they for ACC? So maybe in another conversation you'll get, because I know respond to many things where you say about what President Bio for do. I think he get appropriate people for advisor. But we, the National Fight Against Corruption, is here to stay. And even the one that we want form government through democratic means, no say they get for first corruption. This is my last point. If you get for discredit everything about this country now, destroy them and make them irrelevant, and then you want to leave this country tomorrow, you want to say where you win, you go easily able to change that kind negative impression where we don't send about your nation, say it's not good. I urge us to be a bit patriotic in our analysis.
Thank you. They don't end for we now.
You mean them? Where they play with if we go don't text and say, you know.